Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Cotta alongside Jason Patterson bringing you the PlayOnSports.com broadcast of the Sac-Joaquin section final. Here we are for Division II, but don't let that Division II number fool you, because let me tell you, these are some powerhouse teams coming in here. We're going to start with Turlock High, currently ranked 8th in the state, 79th in the nation. Now, those numbers, Jason, are ones that normally would look great, but they're going up against a team that's the Bella Vista High Broncos, which are currently ranked 13th in the nation and 3rd in the state.
Yeah, definitely. Bella Vista is coming in here, the extreme powerhouse, definitely in this game. Ranked 3rd in the entire state of California and 13th in the entire nation. So that would be, I mean, you can imagine how many schools play soccer in the entire United States. This team is in the top 15. So Bella Vista, I would say, obviously coming in here the favorite to take this win. Me and Greg here were going over a couple of the stats before the game. They have outscored the amount of goals they have let go in just one game. They let only 9 goals in against them the entire year. And last week they played McNair, I think, in the semifinals, and they destroyed McNair 10-0 to the Bella Vista Broncos. So they've only allowed 9 goals on the entire season, and they scored 10 alone last week. So definitely should be in store for quite a bit of scoring. I believe they have 17 total kids who have at least 1 goal scored on the season. They have a leading scorer who has already 24 goals and 14 assists. That's Trevor Jackson, number 20 for Bella Vista. So plenty of people out there that can make it happen for the Broncos. And I think the visiting team, or I don't know if they're visiting or home at this point, but the Turlock Broncos, they definitely have it in for them here as going up against the 3rd best team in the state of California.
Back in the goals, it's going to be Aldo Rodriguez for Turlock, and that'll be to our right. And then to our left, we have Drake Callender, and he will be maintaining the shady side. Conveniently, he does not have to deal with the sun in his face at this point. 40 minutes set up on the clock, and kicking off is going to be the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is the main event for us here. We've been here all day, covered 3 other games so far, so this being the highest division, Division II championship, so this is what we like to call the main event. If Bruce Buffer was here, he would tell you that it's time for the main event.
As on the far side of the field, Bulldogs gain possession. Turlock throwing it in, headed out of the way by Mark Calaguire. And here comes Bella Vista. Bella Vista sending a long ball to number 25, Tyler Miguel. 19 goals on the season. He is 2nd in goals behind Trevor Jackson.
Yeah, anytime that you can have 19 goals in a season and be the 2nd best scorer on your team.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you know you belong to a pretty solid team there. So they have 2 great goal scorers, the Broncos, and that was one of them there, number 25. Tyler Miguel.
Here's a deep kick going to their opponents. It looks like the Broncos are not going to get the throw-in, though. Throw-in now coming from Martin Castorin. Castorin over to Jonathan Lopez. Lopez finding options, deflected back to Efrain Ochoa. Efrain Ochoa breaks it up after Jorge Lara sends it forward. But here comes number 20, Trevor Jackson. That ball is kicked out of play. It looked like the referee wanted to give the advantage there for a bit, but it had ultimately led to an out-of-play ball, and that's going to be the call that he sticks with. Here is a driving Turlock. Quickly stopped by the very large defense of Bella Vista. Coming out on the outside is Justin Childs. Childs back to Jackson. Jackson back to Childs. Childs is going to lob one toward the middle, broken up there by Roberto Cavarro-Bias. And with 37.5 minutes, this has kind of been an exciting 2.5 minutes of soccer here. The ball working its way in both directions up and down this pitch. As a strong body knocks over number 7 for Turlock, Martin Castorin. And it looks like the throw-in is going to go to Turlock. So here on the throw-in is Dylan Castro. And he is going to set up his outlet. Lined up next to him is Brian Zool. Strong push coming from Bella Vista, no call. There's Preston Davis. And Preston Davis is now going to try to move the ball downfield, broken up by Brian Zool once again.
A lot of fancy footwork and ball movement here early from the Bella Vista Broncos. Coming out here looking quite solid. I don't know if anybody's been tuning in throughout the game, but you can tell the step up in divisions.
Trevor Jackson bounced off to Stefan Starkovic, and that easily goes in off of Starkovic's deflection. Tyler Miguel is able to get, hang on now, and that is not going to be called a goal as the offsides call was made just outside of our view. So a good break there for the Turlock Bulldogs. And boy, can they breathe now, but they have to be panting a little bit after that. Galen Heron has the ball out on the wing. Here comes the cross going into the center. Little too far, put too much pepper on it, and here it comes in the other direction.
Man, the difference between Division 3 and Division 2 is a big difference. You can definitely tell it. These kids are constantly moving a lot faster, a lot more ball handling, a lot more solid passing. Everything just looks a whole lot more crisp here at the Division 2 level.
It is actually kind of stunning. I mean, maybe it's because we're seeing it in like an A-B comparison, one after another, but it's really something to see here. It almost looks like the students got 2 or 3 years older. Here's the throw-in for Turlock. Good deep throw going to Castorin. And Castorin is going to be able to get the ball to bounce off of number 22, Billy Baker. So it's actually going to be called a free kick, my apologies. So Billy Baker called with the foul there. Here's a kick, good cross, broken up with ease by the Broncos, and now the Broncos are flying down the field. Number 22 for the Broncos leading the charge, and that's Billy Baker again. Here is the setup from the outside. Incoming is Tyler Miguel. Back to Ricky Alvarado. Alvarado once again. Now Alvarado decides to send a cross in, and Trevor Jackson took a big shot on that one, but it didn't quite work out. And the Bulldogs do not have many options downfield here, despite them having to deal with that frontal attack. Here's a great cross coming in. Oh, and number 17 for Turlock, Dylan Castro, was not able to make it there in time, but a beautiful ball.
Yeah, that was a good defense by number 10, Ricky Alvarado. A good try there, but Ricky Alvarado was able to get down there and beat the ball carrier to the inside of the box and made a nice defensive play to stop that goal.
Aldo Rodriguez, the goalkeeper, with the big kick. And here comes Dylan Castro again. Moves it forward to Castorin. And Bella Vista is now moving.
Yeah, I noticed Bella Vista is coming out here and already being the more dominant attacker here early in this ball game. So definitely exactly what we expected here. Definitely what we expected to see early in this ball game.
Ball goes deep to Castorin once again, but it's broken up by Mark Calaguire. Strong kick going well over even our heads up here in the press booth. And it's bicycled back toward the box, but then the defender, Roberto Covarrubiales. I'm trying here.
You're doing way better than I would have.
32 minutes on the game clock as Bella Vista Broncos are driving. Trevor Jackson with the ball ends up going out. Now, a lot of direction pointing. Or a lot of different players pointing in different directions, but it looks like we're going to have a corner here. So a corner coming from the far side of the field, I see, in position to receive it, both number 20, Trevor Jackson, as well as number 25, Tyler Miguel. The cross comes in. It's up off the head. No good. And then it is cleared by Alan Treyas. Not even 10 minutes into this game, and we have had plenty of action. Billy Baker trying to work it. And after a couple bodies collide, it looks like the Bulldogs of Turlock are going to get another shot to move it in the direction that they want to. Because at this point, Jason, their defenders have to be tired.
Yeah, I agree. This Bella Vista offense has just been constantly pouring it on. Anytime they have any opportunity to get a shot on goal, they have taken it. So constant pressure by Bella Vista. This defense for Turlock has held up nicely, though, and not giving up any goals so far.
And with a good throw getting deflected out of bounds, a 25-yard move for this throw-in. And boy, is this defense for Bella Vista strong. Here is a scramble at midfield. But it is between the strikers for the strikers for Bella Vista, who seem to have plenty of wiggle room behind them. And that bouncing ball is going to be quickly recovered by Tyler Miguel. Miguel now on the throw-in. Takes 3 steps. The running throw, big throw comes in, and it's broken up in the box. But wow, did that get there. Volleyed ball does not make it there in time. Number 16, Matthew Waldron, was on the kick there.
It's definitely been a pretty high-paced game so far. That's definitely a bit of a change from the games we've seen previously.
As this ball heads its way up and around the team, the Bella Vista Broncos seem to be strategically moving the ball with their opponent's feet. This is really an interesting way to see them direct their opponents into the directions that their opponents do not want to go. Desmond Madrigal on the deep throw. And some collision back there, and then now that is a push. That referee is not happy with that. As we can see here, there was a bump that frustrated a member of Turlock High, number 7, Martin Castorin, and that quickly led to him shoving a player to the ground. And he's booked, so that's going to be the first yellow card of the game. Castorin's going to have to trot off field for a few minutes, and coming on.
That's a fairly early booking. I don't think we've had a booking this early into a game all day.
I don't think so, and it's kind of a difficult time to be booked, especially since they are the underdogs here. But then again, I've seen various penalties in all sports lead to good things for a team, particularly in terms of momentum, in terms of confidence. You know, sometimes it's just a team establishing what the opponents can and cannot do. Ball picked up by Matthew Waldron. Waldron to Jackson. Jackson finds an open teammate, and then it moves forward to Starkovich. Starkovich to Miguel. Miguel almost able to kick it over a defender. And there is a great header coming from Preston Davis, really showing his size, flexing his muscles a bit, and able to get free there. Here it goes. Stefan Starkovich and Justin Childs both moving forward. And as well now comes Billy Baker. So it seems like everybody's getting a touch here. And that was a pretty easy whistle for the referee to blow. And the Bulldogs try to take the free kick a little too quickly for the referee. And now they're going to have to set up and do it from a placed ball. 26 minutes, 40 seconds on the game clock left in the first half. So we still have another over an hour of actual gameplay here. So a lot of things can happen in soccer. And that was a bit of a high kick coming from Trevor Jackson. And referee talks to him. Jackson seems to understand, so no conflict there.
Yeah, these players definitely never look happy when a referee walks up to talk to them and tell them what they did wrong. The player usually knows what they did wrong since that's why they heard the whistle blow. So, nonetheless, it definitely is interesting to watch these kids' reactions when the referees come up to talk to them.
Header attempt by Preston Davis. Comes back to him. Works it over to Alvarado. Alvarado, good footwork. Able to clear up the ball. Back to Alvarado. And Alvarado is able to dance the ball till it gets upfield to Galen Herron.
It's like a schoolyard keep-away game.
And as Starkovich continues to play this game, the keep-away fails, and the monkey in the middle, Dylan Castor, is able to move it upfield. Here's number 16, Christian Oldie. Christian Allied is going to get the call. So it looks like a free kick for Turlock here. And now remember, Turlock is a great school, and their program is phenomenal. And they do look like the underdogs here, but when it comes to set situations like here, this is about strategy. Four people on the wall, and the kick goes up. Good cross, but broken up. Here comes number 23 for Bella Vista, Galen Herron. He's able to work the ball halfway up the field on his own. Taken over by Justin Childs. Childs crosses it over to Jackson. Jackson still keeping it in play, able to speed his ball, get it crossed, punched out of the way by Aldo Rodriguez. And the ball was actually out of bounds, but goodness, that was some quick footwork coming from Trevor Jackson.
Yeah, definitely. The Broncos have been able to put a couple of shots on goal. I'm not too positive with this stat, but I definitely don't think the Bella Vista, the Turlock Bulldogs have made it anywhere past about the 20-yard line of the football field. This defense for Bella Vista has just been doing extremely well and keeping the ball on the attacking side of the field.
At this point, Bella Vista has outscored their playoff opponents 12-0. Now, a lot of that had to do with the 10-goal victory, but I still think it speaks volumes for their defense as well as their offense. Jackson, able to get past the defender. Bad ball, able to get it back, and he seems to be able to get by, but a lot of frustration there.
Yeah, he's definitely mad at one of his teammates out there. He thought he was going to run the right way, try to feed him with a nice pass. And I think that instead of him being mad with his partner there, he needs to realize that was just good defensing. And they happened to get the pass knocked out and put the ball back downfield.
Jackson has it taken away by Efren Ochoa. Now down to Dylan Castro. Castro moves it forward, and then it gets back up to Jackson. Let's see what Jackson can do. He has been rather silent overall, considering he has 24 goals and 14 assists on the season. That would be unbelievable. So
24 goals in a game, yeah. I'd say you're playing FIFA on the Xbox.
Yeah,
or something.
I'd say, and then cheating on top of that.
Yeah, you got the code in.
22 minutes, about 22 and a half, pardon. And here come the Bulldogs. Good ball coming in.
I like that chip shot there. Definitely tries to make a little bit of extra things happen. There's a nice chip shot by Turlock. Just happened to sail a little high, did it, and they were unable to create a scoring opportunity. But still, a great chip shot again by number 7, Martin Castrin.
The sun is setting here in Stockton, California, and the stadium lights are on. Which it started rather chilly this morning, Jason, and we got a little bit of sunlight, able to warm up a bit. My history knowledge on life tells me it's going to get cold again.
Yeah, I can feel it, actually. Now that the sun has disappeared behind those trees, you can feel it. We got a little bit of a thermometer thing here in the press box. I'm about to turn the heater on in here and make sure it stays nice and warm and cozy.
As a deep ball goes all the way past the Lincoln High end zone for their football team here.
It's definitely got to be a little chilly on the field, too. I just seen the coach for him from Bella Vista hand out the hot toddy things, the hottie things you can get a Big Five.
Yeah.
The hand warmers. He just handed a package out to each one of his kids over here on the bench. So it is starting to getting a little chilly out there. And as you guys all know, soccer is played in shorts. So these kids are probably a little chilly even though they're running around out there. It's definitely nice weather for some sports.
Number 17, Dylan Castro, trying to work it upfield. Good footwork, but he does look small out there. Martin Castorin is able to get it through. And then back to Castro. Castro, left foot, post, goal! Holy cow! That was a beautiful left-footed shot. And
let's not take away from that through pass, though, from
yeah.
Castro. That was an amazing pass. He led Castro perfectly, and he was just able to put that in. Castrin with a great through pass. You can't even draw that up any better than that. That was absolutely beautiful. But let's not take anything away from Dylan Castro, who finished it with a beautiful left-footed kick, bounced it off the left crossbar, and it happened to go into the goal. So that's going to put the Bulldogs up here 1-0. The underdog scoring first. So way to go, Turlock.
We're 20 minutes in, 60 minutes to go. Give and go goes to Justin Childs. Justin Childs crosses it, and it looks like it's going to be called a goal kick. So here's the ball coming into number 14 for Turlock, Desmond Madrigal. But what a beautiful goal, off of the left post. And the goalkeeper, Drake Callender, not too much he could do to stop that. His position seemed decent, but when a ball comes bouncing in, it means it got you covered the net, but then you didn't cover the post nearly well enough.
Yeah, beautiful shot indeed. Again, let's not take away from the pass. Might have been the best pass I've seen all day. I think it might have been one that was just as good earlier, but they called it back on an onside. So,
right.
Nonetheless, that was the best pass that has standed that led to a goal. So, best assist so far today.
Deep kick coming from Callender. And I'm amazed by how rarely, and there was a tough push coming, as I also think the player lost his footing there, as that was number 11 for Bella Vista, Preston Davis.
Yeah, he as he was getting up, he had a huge smile on his face, so I definitely think he lost his footing and found it a little bit funny. I can't tell from here. I can't tell if that's turf or grass out there.
It's definitely turf, yeah.
I was going to say, it looks like turf.
And I'm sure a lot of these soccer players are not typically used to playing on turf. And as number 12 for Turlock, Alan Treyas seems to push Trevor Jackson in the back to get position for that header. Looks like there's going to be a pretty good free kick here for Bella Vista. And as you mentioned, smiles coming from Bella Vista, down 1 goal here, as that is the first goal that they have given up in the entire playoffs.
In the entire playoffs. Damn, that's a big goal.
So, here's number 10, Ricky Alvarado. That's given up to what looks like an opportunity for the Bulldogs, but it's quickly picked up by Callender. who, as we have seen, has a very strong leg, as that kick just netted a good 60, 60 yards. So here is Preston Davis booting it up to Billy Baker. And Billy Baker was tripped up there on that opportunity, so he's going to have a free kick here. Baker to Heron, back to Baker. Going to work it in the backfield. It's going to move over to Davis. Davis keeps it on the ground, going to Drew Childs. And then over to Trevor Jackson. Good ball and not quite on target. So Stefan Sarkovic was there to be able to receive it, but it was a little too far ahead of him. And now the ball's going to move in the other direction. Here's the goal kick now. And it worked its way to midfield, and a penalty is going to work NFL pass interference style. So you boot it 60 yards and then take another kick. 16:20 on the game clock as the clock continues to tick down. It's really starting to move now. Ever since, or at least it feels that way, ever since the Bulldogs' goal. Here come the Broncos. Broncos fighting for position. Jackson passes it back. Looks like they're going to get a free kick here. They take it quickly. Back to Jackson. Jackson back to Calaguire. Calaguire sends it up to Baker. Baker tries to move it downfield, and he finds Stefan Starkovic. And another battle for position is going to send the ball the other way. These referees seem really on top of this game. They're calling a lot of momentum-changing calls. It really seems like teams are going to have, if they're going to score a goal, they're going to have to do it very, very quickly or slowly, patiently work it upfield. Here's Trevor Jackson. Jackson going over to Heron. And it's going to be stopped by the Bulldogs. Number 17, Dylan Castro, tries to save it from going out of bounds, but instead Tyler Miguel picks up the throw-in. Again, it's headed back. Tyler Miguel setting up the offense, and he's going to throw it straight into Jackson. Jackson able to volley it, dancing between three defenders. And he's still on his feet, brought down in the goal box. No call. He is brought down by two different defenders, hitting the ground. And boy, did he expect to get something from the yellow there.
Yeah, I agree. He was draped all over. He got thrown to the ground there. Normally, you see at least a warning issue there or something, but nonetheless, great footwork by Jackson. He was down there inside the goal box taking three defenders on all by himself, so kid's definitely got some good footwork.
And a strong slide comes into Justin Childs, as we will see now what the referee decides to do here. And it looks like he's just talking to everybody, making sure everyone's all right, and once again, not really making a call. There's only been one booking so far, and it seemed like for lighter reasons than I've seen since it. Strong ball coming to Davis. Davis is brought down hard, and this is when I think the referee is going to be getting into the game. And indeed, that is a yellow to number 8, Jose Aguilera. And Jose Aguilera is leading the team in goals, so him coming off of the field could be kind of crucial here.
That was a pretty rough tackle there. I agree with the yellow card booking there. That was definitely dangerous. He had more player than he had ball.
Sarkovic taking the free kick, and it's beautiful as it sails toward the box, but no opportunity there. Sarkovic still has it as he slides the ball through to Jackson. Jackson looking for opportunity as the Bella Vista Broncos are going to get another free kick here. Sarkovic taking it again. 5 players for the Broncos set up in position to score. 7 defenders there waiting for them. 8 if you count the goalie. Low ball comes into Jackson. No luck, but the Bulldogs able to keep it in play and avoid the corner there. Jackson seemed to give up on it. And here come the Broncos. Good pass there. Brings in the cross, broken up by the defense again. 12 minutes on the game clock in the first half. Miguel volleys, and it's broken up by Madrigal. Crossfield to Alvarado. Alvarado. Childs. Here it gets through to Heron. Heron gets it back to Jackson. And now here's another ball opportunity for Waldron. There's Jackson. Stutter steps, decides not to shoot. Sends a pass out to number 22, Billy Baker, but there was a beautiful tackle coming in from the defender for the Bulldogs. And that defender was once again Desmond Madrigal. So he has been pretty much the main thing stopping the the Broncos from scoring. They've had many opportunities, but it seems like they're starting to cut through now.
Yeah, despite the 1-0 lead here for the Turlock Broncos, or Bulldogs, sorry. Man, too many B's. The Turlock Bulldogs, I still think that the Bella Vista Broncos are the attacking team. The ball has stayed more on the other side of the pitch than the Turlock side. So if Bella Vista can just buckle down and keep doing what they're doing, I definitely expect them to tie this game up.
Here are several headers getting into dangerous territory for the Broncos. And a ball is quickly breaking up the situation. And we tick past 10 minutes. This game has been going on for 30 minutes. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Division II CIF Championship for the Sac-Joaquin section, as the Turlock Bulldogs are taking on the Bella Vista High Broncos. But the Bulldogs, the underdogs, are currently leading 1-0. Preston Davis kicks a way too long ball that's actually played. And there was a shove in the end zone, and I thought it looked possibly like a flop, but honestly, I don't have the judgment up here to tell. And no booking will be given. I think that's a conservative call from the referee, and one that I agree with. And as usual, the fans below disagree strongly. So here's the cross, 6 in position this time, hoping for a scoring opportunity. Looks like the referee went to talk to his line judge to see if perhaps there was foul play there. And the referee is calling over number 14, Desmond Madrigal. And he calls him over to talk to him, as well as call over number 25, Tyler Miguel. Now, this is taking plenty of time, so I do expect some extra minutes added to this half, but the clock currently shows 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing, as this is definitely taking at least a minute or two off this clock, and it looks like we will return to play here.
So here comes the cross for the Broncos. It's coming up and quickly taken out of play again by Madrigal. Another cross. Two players running into each other. Looks like they clanged knees. And that's not what you like to see, as Trevor Jackson is slow to get up after running into number 25, Tyler Miguel. So the two top scorers collided. And the clock ticks past 7.5 minutes. Madrigal setting up the free kick. And he's going to be spotting it at midfield. Here is a good header coming from Alvarado. And possession is going to stay in favor of the Broncos. Good throw coming in to Sarkovic. And Sarkovic is brought down, no call.
Yeah, I definitely think Turlock got away with a little bit of a shove there.
And Castro passes it backwards. Good play there by Sarkovic as he tries to ensure that the ball goes out on the Bulldogs. However, what he did was push his opponent, and that leads to a penalty being called, and it's going to be a goal kick. Lined up on the near side of the box. Madrigal's kick goes deep into the Bulldogs' scoring opportunity area. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving here, and a lot of shrugging of shoulders from soccer players, as we tend to see in this sport. It's a sport where you never admit to the referee that you did something wrong. Here's Miguel. Back to Sarkovic. Now Alvarado crossing field. And there is a trip there going to number 8, Jose Aguilera. And because he tripped up a player, that looks like that was a Mark Caliguire, he's going to get a pretty stern warning there, but that's all. So no booking for him. We tick down to 5 minutes. Pretty decent field position if this kick goes well for Turlock. The header goes up. Two players go down. And here comes Tyler Miguel. Miguel back to Heron. And Heron's able to keep it in play and send it back up to Miguel. Miguel dancing, goes to Sarkovic. Sarkovic back to Miguel, passes him, and goes to Waldron. Waldron to the far side of the field. Here comes a good cross going to Jackson, not able to get up in time. Boy, was that another pretty ball coming in, but just had a little too much on it. And Alvarado looks like he almost just got kicked in the face. So on that note, free kick goes to the Broncos.
Yeah, you heard it from the sidelines as everybody goes, oh, because that was definitely a high, nice Pele kick. Definitely a high.
Yeah, definitely
high kick.
A scary situation to have a cleat go into your eyes, you know. So here is Billy Baker, but the ball works its way back up to midfield. And it's going to go to Heron. Heron to Sarkovic. Back to the number evades me. It is number 9, Justin Childs. But that shot was not quite on goal. And we tick down to about 3.5 minutes left in the first half. The Bulldogs of Turlock are currently leading the Bella Vista Broncos by 1 goal. And the significance of that is the only goal the Broncos have given up this entire postseason.
Yeah, the only problem is that only goal they've given up is the one that's going to have them trailing this game because they haven't been able to put any goals up themselves. So that one goal that they gave up in the entire playoffs could end up losing them the championship if they don't go ahead and put down a goal themselves.
Good interception by the Bulldogs defense. That's going to work back to Dylan Castro. Both teams pointing in their direction, and it is going to go to Turlock. Taking several deep steps is the thrower.
Yeah, we're just about done here with the first half of this section, Division II section championships. Been a pretty good game so far. It's a lot of back and forth action.
Definitely going back and forth as Dylan Castro gets knocked onto the ground, so a free kick is going to be taken here by number 14 for Turlock, Desmond Madrigal. Madrigal's ball goes into several white jerseys where it seems to stop, and here comes Jackson. Jackson bumped into, and there's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in coming from Tyler Miguel, and apparently the throw did not count, so it needs to be reset. And the clock continues to roll. We are now in extra time from here on out, so we will wait to hear from the referee. Here comes number 11 for Bella Vista, Preston Davis, and he moves it up to Jackson. Jackson knocks it back to Davis. Davis hooks his foot around a defender, and, well, yeah, the whistle was blown. Madrigal's kick going rather far. Alvarado able to head it away. Galen Heron has pressure coming from behind and then gets it up to Tyler Miguel. Miguel able to break it back toward the center of the field. Gets it up to Sarkovic. Sarkovic stops. Stutter steps on the ball, and Alvarado is able to get the ball in the opposite direction, but it looks like the throw is going to be going to the Bulldogs. And there is a Bulldogs injury on the sideline. Number 4, Efrain Ochoa, as he hobbles up. Looks like he just kind of got hit hard in the leg, but doesn't seem like anything that's going to stop him from playing. In extra time here, Bulldogs with the lead, 1-0.
From our vantage point up here, it gets a little bit difficult to see them when they get into that bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, it's definitely when it gets a little bit confusing, but Jackson worked his way a bit downfield, and now it looks like a corner.
Yeah, definitely.
Or my apologies, a throw in here.
I definitely want to give a shout-out to Victor Adams up there working the camera, working hard up there to keep the soccer ball in frame. So difficult job nonetheless to make it look good, and he's doing his best up there.
Sarkovic takes the free kick in, and as the team continues to battle for position, they continue to draw penalties. Both teams, I should say. So again, here we are in extra minutes, and a goal kick's going to come up. And now we did have a lot of delayed time prior to this point in the game. So I do actually expect a few extra minutes as Madrigal kicks the ball while I get to hear Jason Patterson shiver just a little bit.
It's definitely a little chilly up here.
And Bella Vista now is going to drive here in the last few minutes, trying to make something out of this. They do not want to go into the halftime currently down a goal. Their goal here is much higher than this game. Number 25, Tyler Miguel, takes the give and go, and it gets broken up by Ochoa.
I definitely like that phrase for that play, the give and go. They have that in basketball as well, but I definitely think the give and go is better explanation as to what they do here in soccer, because they give it right to him, and then next thing you know, the guy that just passed the ball is streaking down the field, and they usually find him open.
Here is the back line of defense. A strong kick coming in from Billy Baker, but nowhere near target. But still trying to get something out of that, as he probably wanted to keep the ball out of midfield, because I think if it sat there for too long, this referee would probably blow his whistle. Madrigal with another big kick. He's been rather busy back there. And the ball lobs back and forth between the two ends of the field. And the Bulldogs are going to get a throw in here just outside of their own box. Martin Castoran trying to get something out of in this situation. Dances, runs into the defender. Billy Baker breaks it up. And the kick goes deep. Here comes Jackson. He sends a deep through ball going all the way to number 6, Stefan Sarkovic. He's not able to chase it down, and that is the halftime whistle. So, to be honest, I couldn't have anticipated this 1-0 lead, but it is definitely here, and it's definitely earned, as these Bulldogs of Turlock are playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah.
Going toe-to-toe with the Bella Vista Broncos.
Most definitely. Bella Vista coming in the obvious favorite, and they've been playing pretty solid soccer throughout this entire first half, but the Bulldogs of Turlock were able to put one in the net, so that will be the difference in the game so far, is that one goal from the Bulldogs. So here at halftime, we have the Turlock Bulldogs leading the Bella Vista Broncos 1-0 here in the Division II Section Championships.
So here in the Sac-Joaquin section in Stockton, California, we got to say, if you thought this first half was exciting, the second half can only be more exciting, as the Bella Vista Broncos are going to be fighting, trying to get 2 goals in the second half and not give up 1, which is something they've done several times throughout the year. However, the Turlock Bulldogs are giving them a lot of trouble. So we'll be back right after this halftime break. Keep it right here on PlayOnSports.com's broadcast of the Division II Section Championships.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball. 12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dons win. Sack at the 20-yard line. What a game.
And number 40, Lucas Zinder with the game-saving sack. And there is heartbreak on one sideline and a jubilation on another.
Offset eye for the Grizzlies as Keeney takes it under center. They'll send a man in motion, pitch back to Bird on the sweep. Bird finds a seam. He might go, folks. 20, 15, 10. Drags a tackler. Touchdown! Bird goes 38 yards for the touchdown on the sweep. One more snap is all it's going to take, and there you have it, folks. Your 2011 Division I Sac-Joaquin Section Champions, the Granite Bay Grizzlies, as they defeat Pleasant Grove 30-24.
Jacqueline Williamson. Her serve is over. Dug by Holt. Giblin going back to Holt near side. Cut shot. Kept alive. Back and one by Cathedral. And this one is out as Castanon Hill sends it wide. And the Cathedral Dons have won the title 16-14 in Game 5.
Thomas with the ball, swings it out to Norris. Cameron Taylor tried to block that one away. Norris with a strong take, blocked by B.J. Anya. Huge block. Robinson leading the break the other way, gets it to Grant. Slam dunk Jeremy Grant off the feed from James Robinson. What a play by the Stags.
Runner at third is Chavez. 8-2 the score. Bottom of the seventh. The 1-2. Popped in the air. This should do it. Cortopassi says it's mine. Now he's fading on it. And he can't make the catch, but Gaff comes in from center field and does. Congratulations to the St. Mary's Rams, a three-peat. They win it 8-2 against Franklin to take the series 2-0.
But this is time to run an offensive set that you've done all through the season in practice.
Yeah. And you get it to your hottest player right now, just like they're getting it to Eichhorst right here. He's going to try to create some space, find somebody on the backside that's open.
Eichhorst flush out to the right. Oh, breaks free of a player. Eichhorst on his own, shoots and scores, bounces a shot home. Coos can't handle the shot. Eichhorst takes off the shirt and the helmet. And how about that? Alex called it. Eichhorst, after sustaining the injury in the third quarter of play, has scored the game winner with 22 seconds gone in the overtime period. Dogpile on the field. Marin Academy take it. A fantastic finish to this game. And, well, I hope his other ankle isn't hurting after this.
Hancock to his immediate left. Two receivers far side, one near side. Hancock on a counter, right side. He's inside the 10. He bounces off a tackler at the 10. The 5. Touchdown, Helix. And behind Hancock, the field is littered with white jerseys on the turf.
Wow. Hancock not to be outdone by his fellow playmakers on offense. Put on a show on that short 12-yard touchdown run. Looked like he was down after 3 yards, just threw a defender on the ground.
As sophomore Chris Carter sits under center. In their tight wing formation, Lycos in motion. Second back through is Freeman. Freeman just knocking people over. Look at him run. Breaks through. 4 tackles. And now it's just a foot race to the end zone. And Freeman's going to go the distance. Touchdown, Imperial, on the first play of the second half. 2nd and 6 for Imperial from their own 47. They're going to give it to Freeman again off the left side. And Freeman gets by one wave and down across the 40-yard line. Still on his feet. Look at him run down to the 20-yard line. One man to beat. Gets by him. Touchdown, Freeman. How did he do that? Holy cow. 64-yard touchdown run. His 5th of the game. Royce Freeman, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see the top rushing and the as I look over to our partners at KXO Radio, the top rusher in the San Diego section for the next 2 years.
That's just amazing. That is just amazing. They hit him in the backfield. They hit him at the line of scrimmage. They hit him a couple yards downfield. They hit him again near the goal line.
Keep those Lowell fans quiet over there.
Lum sets it up to Pang. Long, it's out. Low, a magnificent 7 titles in the San Francisco section in dramatic style as they pull out a fantastic victory over a spirited Galileo Lions team. They win the 4th game, 31-29, and they take the 2012 Academic Athletic Association San Francisco section title.
Officials say no 5-second count can be started. Nobody was close enough defensively. Lyle's going to swing left side. Robinson. Here is a backdoor lob for Grant. They've been wanting that all game. And they got it, 50-42. They lulled you to sleep, and then they hit Grant on the back door.
They trail by 2. McMorrow's kick is on the way, and it is good. St. Augustine has their first lead of the game, 21-20, with 25 seconds to play. The senior McMorrow with a huge kick, not the longest of his career, but the biggest of his career. St. Augustine leads it 21-20.
Already lining up. They won't even have to run that one more play. They just acquiesce.
Why bother?
So there you have it. Your 5-time defending Division III champions, the Cathedral Catholic Dons, running up, over, and through Olympian 41-0 here from Qualcomm Stadium.
Patriots down 21-17. Great ball game here. Dillon taking it, looking right, throwing it up top to Gaines. It will be caught by Gaines. Oh, my goodness. It looked like the defender had it, but Gaines stole it away from him. Jason Gaines, are you kidding me, my friend? Oh, boy. It looked like for sure we had an interception by the Tories, but as they both were going to the ground, Jason Gaines just wrestled it away from him. Shane Dillon to Jason Gaines on an 11-yard play.
Fanchon in the game, now out, replaced by Hayashi, the libero for defense. Wenzel serve, championship point, ball up in the air. Hayashi's going to bring it back. Richards, deep one, over and 3. Free opportunity, look for Wallace, no, they go Becker. Hayashi, then tap over and 2 by Hollingsworth. Now look for Wallace for the match.
Kathleen Wallace, no better way for the Bulls to finish it than giving it to their senior leader.
25-12, 25-15, and with 8 straight points to close out their 3rd straight D5 championship on a kill by Kathleen Wallace, 25-21 in Game 3. Branson has won the D5 title.
To the backfield, it's Hernandez and Northcutt. Set to throw is Thomas. Has time. Goes for the home run. It's intercepted in the end zone. Seemed like they tried to go to Martin, and Martin slipped. Stockton, Hillmore, and Escalon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Cotta alongside Jason Patterson. The Bulldogs of Turlock High are currently leading the Bella Vista Broncos. And boy, is that a surprise, as the Bella Vista Broncos have been completely dominant through all of playoffs as well as the regular season. They have not lost a game all year. They're currently 19-0-2 overall. Now, here are the Bulldogs, or my apologies, here are the Broncos. As the lights are now on, and I can only imagine how cold it is down on the turf, because up here we are indoors and wearing multiple layers. So here come the Bulldogs. Their forwards trying to make something out of this. And Trevor Jackson is going to try to work the ball out the field. Now, Matt Waldron up to Galen Herron. Back to Herron. Davis. Davis, a deep kick going toward the goal. And then now it is stopped here by number 22, Billy Baker. Baker on the sideline with possession. It looks like the Broncos are playing patiently as they're just kind of trying to wait for a gap to open up. And here's Jackson. Jackson sends a through ball over to his teammate on the far side. They jockey for position. Here comes the cross. And the header is missed, attempted by Stefan Sarkovic.
Yeah, unfortunately for Sarkovic, he was just unable to get his head on that ball. He had a good opportunity to put a shot on goal. He just timed the jump a little bit wrong, and the ball happened to sail right over his head. So a missed opportunity again by Bella Vista.
Bella Vista able to kick it to the far side of the field where Ricky Alvarado is waiting. Alvarado into Jackson, back to Alvarado. Able to keep it in play, but only for so long. It's eventually given up. And now it'll be Bulldog ball again. As we're getting a yellow card here for Alvarado, it appears. And Jackson going to try and argue it, but his teammate, Preston Davis, quickly lets him know, don't start talking to a referee with a yellow card in his hand.
Yeah, there's no reason to argue that. They're going to call him for stepping on the player as the player was down on the ground. As he stood up, he did a little extra stomp on the player's foot. That's what caused him the yellow booking.
So frustration showing now for the Broncos.
Yeah, as I was walking around during halftime, I heard a couple of the parents from the Bella Vista sideline saying that so far in the first half of this game, Bella Vista has not looked like their normal selves. They've been a little bit sluggish. Definitely, here's a big chance.
Here is a big opportunity, and good angles by the goalie there as number 30, Drake Callender, back in goal, was able to really do really patient goalkeeping, and that's what you need to do back there is make sure that you have your angles and stay confident in your field presence and how it could turn out for your team. Deep kick from Callender. Keeps working its way downfield. As now that the pressure is on for Bella Vista, they seem to be playing differently, and their fans seem a little bit surprised by how it's going. Deep throw, working all the way into the box. And Bella Vista is able to break up the defense's attack, and Bella Vista is going to get a corner here. A very important corner. Here's the corner. All the pieces are trying to get set, now playing under the lights. It's a good thing that ball is bright neon yellow. And a beautiful header!
Wow.
As it looked like it originally was going off of the head of Jackson, but he is not going to be credited with the goal. As I was completely stunned there. As I believe credit is going to go to Matthew Waldron.
Yeah, nonetheless, whoever credit goes to, that was an amazing goal by Bella Vista. I definitely did not see that coming, and all of a sudden the ball is in the back of the net. A great play by the Bella Vista Broncos to tie this game up with 35 minutes to go here in the ball game.
And just like that, the game is tied, because that happened ever so quickly. And it looks like the Broncos now have a pep in their step, as they are remembering why they're here. Throw goes downfield. Broken up and now on the feet of Jose Aguirre. But then back to the Broncos. Matthew Waldron kicks it across field. Goes to Billy Baker. Baker, now further down, sends his pass a little too far. We was looking for Stefan Sarkovic, but he was not able to connect on that. So here comes the kick from Aldo Rodriguez. The ball continues to be volleyed on the far side of the field, and it's going to go in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this game has definitely been a lot of back-to-back action, just constant pressure from both sides of the ball. So far, it's only been 2 goals scored by each by every team on the field. So one from each school. Both teams playing solid defense, only giving up 1 goal, and both teams playing pretty solid offense as well. But they just happened to meet the defense from the other team. So this game up for grabs at this moment. Anybody's ball game. It's definitely your guess as to who's going to take this one home.
Here is a great cross coming in, then the header did not quite reach its target. Number 8, Jose Aguirre, was there, and it was a beautiful pass. I did not expect it to make it over the head of all those defenders, but just short. Now the clock ticks down to 33 minutes left in this game. Goal kick is taken. Punted way far back, and now the direction is played. It's going to be given to Bella Vista. However, Bella Vista was really looking for the advantage here. Defender coming up for the Broncos, Billy Baker. And that ball is lobbed deep, and a goal kick in the other direction. Definitely been saying goal kick a lot because both teams are launching the ball at this net at every given opportunity. Header for the Bulldogs. And now the Bulldogs are moving. They seem to want to really keep control over this ball, try to work the clock, manage everything, stay in control of this game so that they can choose their own opportunities, keep it in their own hands. It's really a smart strategy at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If you can keep the ball in your possession, the other team can't score. So definitely a good strategy.
Here is the quickly streaking Martin Castorin. And the ball is going to deflect off of a Bulldog. And the Broncos now are going to try once again to score as they are looking for this lead. Here are the Broncos. And Jackson is heading down this field. Jackson has a target, and he just sent it past Tyler Miguel. That was a good opportunity. And I knew Jackson was fast, but I hadn't quite realized this game just how quick Tyler Miguel was until he was chasing after that ball.
Yeah, Jackson had Miguel open. He just happened to put a little bit too much foot on it. It sailed out of bounds for the goal kick, but a good opportunity there. If they go ahead and make that pass, I think that's definitely a solid shot on goal.
As this ball works its way out of bounds, the Bulldogs now going to try again. But quick defense is showing up for the Broncos. Here's Sarkovic. Sarkovic has a streaking Tyler Miguel. Miguel loses track of the ball. Good defense by the Bulldogs. As I can hear the tension from these fans yelling, "Look out, look out," which, if I were out on the field, that would just make things worse because I'd definitely look out in the wrong direction. But here we are.
You're like, look out for what? Ow.
Yeah.
Soccer ball to the face.
The semi-truck defender running at me.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of physical play so far in this game. I like it. Soccer is definitely a physical sport out there. And using your body to position yourself correctly, I definitely enjoy watching it.
Galen Herron is coming off the field, and number 10, Ricky Alvarado, is going to be coming back on. 29:56, so there are 30 minutes left in this game. Here come the Broncos, and there's Baker. Baker with time, gets it up to Childs. Back to Baker. Baker pushing it upfield, gets the give and go, and it is beautifully broken up. Number 16, Christian Olide, made a phenomenal move there. Really a goal-saving defense play. But they can't let up now because Bella Vista has not slowed down. Bulldogs pushing. Jose Aguilera hits it back to Treyas. Treyas finds a defender. They're slowly moving their entire team up the field. They do need to be wary of the speed of the Broncos. And here comes Tyler Miguel. Miguel has plenty of space, and he does not hit Jackson. He had Jackson at midfield. And that just did not work out. Waldron. Back to Baker. And then Baker takes it again, but it seems like there's miscommunication. Really, right now, it looks like the Broncos are getting frustrated with each other. And when you're tied 1-1, you do not want any, if you will, locker room issues to come out onto the field.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. They have a couple opportunities to do something here, and if they keep yelling at each other, they might not get it done. It's definitely a game of teamwork, not an individual effort here.
So a substitution is going to be made. Number 8, Jose Aguirre, is going to be stepping off of the field, which is interesting as he is leading the team in goals. And we get a quick substitution for number 6, Jonah Knopp. Knopp wearing these bright yellow cleats matching this soccer ball. And the Turlock defense makes another good stop. Here's Jackson. Or my apologies, Tyler Miguel. And it gets sent back to Waldron. The ball is deflected, and Alvarado is able to take an attempt on the give and go. He was looking for it from Jackson. And it's going to be called a free kick from the box for the Bulldogs. Madrigal making a humongous kick. It sails through the air. Now it's going to be up to the back 4 of the Broncos. Collision, no call. Baker. Up to Miguel, back to Baker. Baker gets it taken away by Jonah Knopp. Knopp is now driving, and then Baker is able to stop it. So there was a good back and forth between the defense and the offense there. But mostly the Bulldogs in better position and with the ball, so I'm going to say they won that round. Good rush there to the ball by Drake Callender. And he's going to clear up some space and kick the ball farther than I will ever be able to in my entire life. Here is now number 20. Trevor Jackson is working his way up, but then he runs into nothing. Sarkovic gets it over to the corner where Jackson is dancing back to Sarkovic. Good defense again, coming by number 16 for Turlock, Christian Olide. And Miguel is going to have the throw-in. Miguel to Waldron. Waldron curves the ball in, and oh my goodness, that was a very good stop by Rodriguez.
That was like a heat-seeking missile, and there was just a big heater on in the top right-hand corner of that goal. That was really trying to find that top right-hand corner of that goal. That was almost a beautiful shot. Still a fairly beautiful shot. It just happened to not go in.
Sarkovic getting it back to Waldron. Sarkovic. Dancing gets it into Jackson. And Jackson is able to break through a bit. He still does have possession here. Here comes the cross. Broken up. Desmond Madrigal has been great.
Definitely a name we've said a few times. Madrigal has been just explosive on defense, and he's also doing solid crosses too. He's been a pretty good passer for the Bulldogs.
Martin Castorin hit the ground hard on a clean tackle. The tackle coming from number 22, Billy Baker.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, seeing as he is the guy who led to the goal for the Bulldogs early in this game. He was the guy who made the nice assist on the through pass and led to the goal by the Bulldogs. So this would definitely be unfortunate if he's unable to continue, as the referee's giving him some time to get situation. Oh, he looks in some serious pain.
Yeah, it looks like he is intending to play, though. So
I like the heart. I like the heart for sure.
If he can hang in there, then congratulations to him.
Yeah, he's a better man than I am. If you get me on a leg injury on a game called soccer, I think I'm going to take a seat.
But especially if you call it by its original name of football.
Yeah.
And you can't use one of your feet.
It looks like he is going to go ahead and take a breather.
Yeah. And reasonably so. He's allowed to come back into the game, so he doesn't need to kill himself. Make sure he's okay. 23 minutes to go. Game is tied. You know, the game is not going to be completely determined in the next few minutes. You never know.
It could be.
It could be.
Without his dynamite passing out there.
It could be a risky situation. I'm sure he'll be back as soon as possible. Madrigal with the goal kick.
That kid's got a leg on him.
Yeah, it's rather impressive, as he is not one of the larger players on the field. But as we've seen time and time again in soccer, that doesn't matter much. Great moves by Jackson. Jackson able to get it over to Childs. Childs now gets it back from the wing. Gets it up to Waldron. Waldron to Baker. Tries a give and go with Haviland, who has recently entered the game. And a quick throw is going to go to Baker. Baker able to get a clean cross in over to Sarkovic, and that is not going to get in, but that was still great work. Baker is not getting up yet, as he was able to slide in there and somehow keep the ball alive. But here comes a corner, and as we've seen from the other side of the field, this team can be rather deadly from the corner.
Yeah, especially with Trevor Jackson in there. That kid is definitely nasty with his head.
And well broken up by the Broncos, however. Here's Jackson. And no, it's lobbied away. Volleyed away.
Volleyball's not till next week.
Ah, thank you. As section championships are covered in as many sports as we can here on PlayOnSports.com. Or youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork if you want to tune in for any of your other favorite high school sports. You can check out our schedule on PlayOnSports.com. And with 20 minutes and 45 seconds to go, we are having one exciting game here. Jackson launches it and gives them a goal kick, but it also gives them time to set their pieces here. We have substitutions lined up on the far side of the field.
That was almost a 47-yard field goal there by Jackson.
As definitely in my high school, when nobody tried out to be the kicker, because it's not it takes a really confident person to decide that you want to be a kicker. Our coach would just kind of line up the men's soccer team and point to his favorite one and make him put on a helmet. Gets back to the back four of the Broncos, and a good placement by Baker is going to move the ball upfield to Jackson. Jackson brought down by a slide tackle, and that is going to be a penalty, and I don't think the referee liked that one. But he is not going to be giving any penalty. Actually, no, he's playing the advantage. It's going to be a throw-in. Here is number 16, Matthew Waldron, but he's going to have it kicked away. And Preston Davis, haven't heard his name in a while, is going to kick it back into action. And a goal kick. These two teams, Jason, are neck and neck.
Yeah, I agree. This has definitely been a back-to-back, just a fast-paced ball game with only one goal from each team scored. So definitely been neck to neck. It's still anybody's ball game with under 20 minutes to go here. I would not be surprised if this happens to go into a golden goal or even all the way to penalty kicks the way that both defenses has been playing.
It's going to be a test of endurance for sure. And a goal kick is going to be awarded to the patient goalie of the Broncos. Here comes a deep kick, working its way downfield. And Sarkovic is going to be there trying to cover it, but there is Desmond Madrigal, who has been phenomenal stopping this frontal attack of the Broncos. Baker going up to Sarkovic. Now here is going to be a missed opportunity. And then a handball is going to send in the other direction. That was number 9, Justin Childs, who almost looked like he just missed the ball completely.
Yeah, he definitely Sometimes in soccer you will see where they fake a kick just to try to fake out the defense, but I definitely think he was trying to get his foot on that ball. Looks like he lost his footing a little bit and happened to slide down there. That's an unfortunate event for Bella Vista, as that was a pretty solid opportunity with a nice cross across the middle.
Jackson staying in control as he crosses midfield. And the referee getting in a little bit of the way, but it doesn't affect possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, for the rules are the referee is like a tree out there. It just happens to grow right in the middle of the field. You just got to move around it.
As the referees tend to deal with.
Now we have two Bulldogs down.
Completely lost my train of thought as I saw two Bulldogs hit the deck pretty quickly. And I don't know if that is them trying to convince us that they were shoved or if the Bella Vista Broncos are starting to get a little bit more physical. 16:50 on the clock. Plenty of time for a goal, as both teams have proven. Lobbed into the goalie's hands, and Callender is going to make a quick throw to Jackson. Broken up, and man, that kid has some quick feet.
Yeah, that Madrigal kid is real good. I see he's normally the kick taker for any free kicks or any goal kicks, anything like that. The kid's got some real aim on him and a nice solid foot. So a big solid kick taker there for the Broncos. The Bulldogs.
Jackson to Sarkovic. Sarkovic going to try to cross it to the middle. Runs into almost the entire team of the Bulldogs. As I take a second here, they currently have 8 players that were between the ball and the goal. They are not trying to play offense here. They're trying to play defense and wait for a counter opportunity. Whoa.
That was pretty close for so far out.
And Billy Baker is showing that his left foot is quite valuable, as he almost got that 30-yard kick to bend down.
I really like his name, Billy Baker. It rolls off the tongue nicely. Sounds good.
Good alliteration.
Yeah, hopefully he becomes quite famous so somebody else can say his name as much, because I really like the way it sounds. Billy Baker, it sounds good.
I like it.
I do too.
There are a lot of good names out on this field. Now, the referee is currently sorting out what is going on. He gives the referee opportunity. Gives the players opportunity.
Yeah, another mile-long goal kick by Madrigal.
Yeah, that kid. I'm waiting for his leg to get tired, but it seems like it's starting to go a little bit further each time.
I'm almost waiting for him to get a goal on a goal kick there, because he's got enough leg to do it. Put a helmet on that kid, and he's kicking 67-yard field goals.
Now, this ball is starting to go in favor of the Bulldogs, but as I say that, here comes Haviland. Gets kicked back to Baker, to Haviland, to Sarkovic. And that is kicked out of bounds, possession going to the Bulldogs. 14.5 on the clock. This is going to come down to the wire, as a substitution is possibly pointing in the direction of, yes, indeed it is. So number 2 is going to be coming off of the field for Turlock High, and that is Island Shabazz. And coming onto the field, as I will have in just a moment. Numbers on the front of jerseys. Could really appreciate it at this point.
At least earlier the West Campus team had numbers on their shorts on the front. So that was number 17, Dylan Castro, who just checked in for the Turlock Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's definitely somebody that they've been waiting to bring back in. He was very important in the first half of play. And the possession is going to go in favor of the Broncos. Here comes a good run. Jackson has room, and we've seen what he could do with his feet. Chips it up. Off the chest. Great footwork. Oh, my goodness. That was Stefan Sarkovic, who was completely robbed by Aldo Rodriguez. Unbelievable.
Yeah, somebody should call the cops, because that was a robbery right there.
This game is amazing. Nobody's letting up. Here comes the cross.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. He gets another save. Rodriguez is completely keeping his team in this.
Wow. I don't even know if there's any more words other than wow.
My words are going to be, I need to sit down. 12:40 on the clock. The referee holds up his flag. Possession in favor of the Bulldogs. As this has been a good finale to our day here for PlayOn Sports. We've been up here broadcasting for several hours, and the games seem to have only been getting better and better. Here's a good throw sent back by Baker. The throw goes deep. And, whoa! It looked like number 7, Martin Kosterin, came rolling in. He was jockeying for position, but he ended up landing in the net of the goal.
Again, I do like the sportsmanship, though. Throughout the entire day so far, we have seen kids, not like the referees, but when it comes to each other as players, they have all been fairly nice to each other. Even when teams are down, I'm still seeing players help players from the opposing team up. So definitely a whole lot of sportsmanship here in the section championships in all divisions.
The cross comes in, nearly headed in, but here come the very, very quick Broncos. Cross to the middle, goes to Jackson. Jackson taking time with it. And he gets the ball back. He throws a cross in, but waiting for him there is Aldo Rodriguez. The ball works its way all the way downfield. And a cross comes from Martin Kosterin, but he's not able to get it past the defenders. There's going to be a throw here now. The throw works its way back to the thrower, Dylan Castro. But now here comes Jackson and the Broncos. A booming kick works its way to the keeper. As it looks like he was just trying to clear up space. He didn't have numbers in his favor. And so now they want to reset and have another counter opportunity. The kick there goes to number 12, Haviland. Haviland to Baker. Baker to Sarkovic. Sarkovic comes up with room. Sarkovic has Jackson to his right, only he decides to go to Childs. Childs tries to boot with his left foot, no good. Bounced around, goes all the way over to Alvarado. And now back to Davis. Broncos with possession. Baker having a busy day here over on the left side of the field, as he is able to work the ball up now to Sarkovic. Sarkovic gets it down to Childs. Childs is driving, and he tries to take it on himself. And the kick is up, and it's good, but the goal is not. So 9 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. And this game, as every second ticks, it gets closer and closer, and both teams are trying harder and harder. Substitution in now. Number 8 for Bella Vista coming on, Ryan McGee with some fresh legs. And off comes number 10, Ricky Alvarado. Another substitution lined up here. Number 23, Galen Herron. Have not seen him for a while. And it's going to be a bit of a different roster here for these final minutes. There is a deep ball that ends up going out of bounds. Possession going to the Broncos.
I wouldn't call it final minutes yet. With these two defenses, we could easily see this game going into a golden goal period or anything like that.
As we see Jackson now line up in midfield. Really, it's kind of funny watching. A big cross comes up!
Oh!
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Justin Childs could not quite reach his foot there in time, but What I was about to say is, looking at these blue jerseys with 7 defenders back, I can only think of the Italian national team. For those of you familiar with international soccer, they like to get up a goal or tie it and park the bus. Their defense will sit back and wait for you.
That was a big missed opportunity by Bella Vista right there. I thought for sure that was going to put one in the net. Thought I was going to have to bite my words on it going into extra periods right as I said it. Nonetheless, good defense by the Bulldogs.
Now Galen Herron is going to go and cover the cross there as the goalie makes a deep throw going to Jackson. Jackson keeps the ball in play, works his way all the way to the corner, and boy, was that a great tackle again coming from Desmond Madrigal.
Yeah, Madrigal has been playing solid defense throughout this entire game.
Jackson holds on to the ball. Here comes a cross. Broken up by the defense.
I'm starting to sense frustration here from my partner when there's no goals going in the net. He gets excited and then no goals happen.
Yeah, you remember in cartoons when they would literally turn into a giant sucker? I kind of feel like that sometimes. Because I think it's going in. And here we are. 1-1, 6:30 on the clock. Here is the ball at midfield for the Broncos. Now working its way, going to be a throw-in near the corner.
It's been pretty much a tale of halves here in this game. The first half being the Bulldogs, as they got the first goal in the first half. And then here in the second half, it was the Broncos answering back. So one goal from each team, each in their own half. So hopefully the Bulldogs can finish this one off as this seemingly is their half as they've scored the only goal in this one.
There is Baker working it up to Waldron. Waldron has space, gets it over to McGee. McGee avoids a sliding tackle, a clean tackle at that, again from Madrigal. And the referee is pointing the opposite direction, despite the boos coming into one of his ears. The kick comes in again from Madrigal.
Freezing up here. Yeah, the only thing that's definitely not cold has been this play. Everybody out here has been constantly moving, and it's been a lot of action so far here in this game. So definitely not a dull moment here in this one.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. And just even though it seems like the Broncos have been in charge this half with their goal, you know, as I've said before, both teams, when they scored their goals, they scored them very quickly. It was a strong dive down the field. And holy cow, this is actually going to be a free kick. And, of course, the man taking that kick is going to be Desmond Madrigal, and he has a boot.
Yeah, he could score from right there if he really wanted to.
Plenty of set pieces moving. Here comes the cross. Broken up by some strong defense, and here come the Broncos.
Yeah, that play was broken up by number 23, Galen Herron. So good defensive play by Herron.
Here comes Jackson. Jackson's going to boot it downfield. Rather far downfield. And good protection there by the defender for the Bulldogs to make sure that the ball went off, or that the responsibility for the out of bounds would be placed upon Jackson.
So we are under the 3-minute mark here, so this will be the last minute of regular play before we see extra time.
And extra time would be the most exciting way to decide this game. Both teams with their opportunities, and a player was just pulled down, it looked like. And we hear outrageous calls we hear loud boos coming. It looks like the player was pulled down on the far side of the field. and ended up pulling the player into himself and getting hurt. But that is just my best guess on what happened.
We would like to thank you for tuning in and staying into this long ball game here. Down to 2 minutes left to go in this half. A 1-1 game in the Division II section championships here with the Bella Vista Broncos facing the Turlock Bulldogs. It's been a nail biter so far, and it's definitely getting more exciting closer to the end.
And this is a very important ball. It's up, it's crossed, and punched away by the goalkeeper. Here is more attempts to keep the ball alive, and the Bulldogs are countering. I feel like I do not have a professional opinion for you, ladies and gentlemen, on who I think either A, deserves to win this game, or B, actually will win this game. It has been neck and neck. It has been back and forth. Jackson tripped up in the goal box. No penalty. It was clean. Here's number 13, Mark Calaguire. It works its way back up to Jackson. But not, and soon as we know it, Efrain Ochoa works the ball all the way to midfield for the Bulldogs, and he has his target, Jose Aguilera. And then finally, it works its way to the corner. Two players getting tripped up, and now pointed in favor of the Broncos.
You know, Greg, you can start to sense that these kids are starting to figure out that it's getting close to the end of this first, or at least the regular set of minutes, as they are all starting to get a little bit desperate, and it almost seems like the hustle has increased a little bit here towards the end of this ball game, as none of these players want to go into extra minutes or the golden goal.
They are trying to solve it now. Clean tackle.
Followed by a not-so-clean tackle.
Followed by, messy tackle. And the fans on this side are really getting into it. But in my personal opinion, this referee has been in control of this game. I don't think there's been either team that has gotten an advantage, and I'd consider the calls actually to be quite consistent.
Yeah, the referee is definitely telling the coach to take a step back and let him run his game. If I'm the coach over there on the sidelines, I want to listen to the referee and not maybe get I don't know if they do sideline penalties here in soccer.
Oh, they do.
But I know that's definitely something that you got to watch out for in football.
Extra time, 1-1. Bella Vista Broncos and the Turlock Bulldogs. Now, here we are. We are currently discussing the overtime rules. It is not goal extra time of regulation, though. So not until that referee blows his whistle to mark that overtime has started.
Right. I think
for all the sports I've been covering for the PlayOn Network, this is probably the most exciting thing I've seen. So we are going to take a quick break. We will be back for overtime action. The Bella Vista the Bella Vista Broncos are currently tied 1-1 with the Turlock Bulldogs. Keep it right here on PlayOnSports.com's broadcast of the Sac-Joaquin section final.
I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball. 12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dons win. Sack at the 20-yard line. What a game.
And number 40, Lucas Zinder with the game-saving sack. And there is heartbreak on one sideline and a jubilation on another.
Offset eye for the Grizzlies as Keeney takes it under center. They'll send a man in motion. Pitch back to Bird on the sweep. Bird finds a seam. He might go, folks. 20, 15, 10. Drags a tackler. Touchdown! Bird goes 38 yards for the touchdown on the sweep. One more snap is all it's going to take. And there you have it, folks. Your 2011 Division I Sac-Joaquin section champions, the Granite Bay Grizzlies, as they defeat Pleasant Grove 30-24.
Jacqueline Williamson. Her serve is over. Dug by Holt. Giblin going back to Holt near side. Cut shot. Kept alive. Back in one by Cathedral. And this one is out as Castanon Hill sends it wide. And the Cathedral Dons have won the title 16-14 in Game 5.
Thomas with the ball, swings it out to Norris. Cameron Taylor tried to block that one away. Norris with a strong take, blocked by B.J. Anya. Huge block. Robinson leading the break the other way, gets it to Grant. Slam dunk Jeremy Grant off the feed from James Robinson. What a play by the Stag.
Runner at third is Chavez. 8-2 the score. Bottom of the seventh. The 1-2. Popped in the air. This should do it. Cortopassi says it's mine. Now he's fading on it. And he can't make the catch, but Gaff comes in from center field and does. Congratulations to the St. Mary's Rams, a three-peat. They win it 8-2 against Franklin to take the series 2-0.
But this is time to run an offensive set that you've done all through the season in practice.
Yeah. And you get it to your hottest player right now, just like they're getting into Eichhorst right here. He's going to try to create some space, find somebody on the backside that's open.
Eichhorst flush out to the right. Oh, breaks free for play. Eichhorst on his own, shoots and scores, bounces a shot home. Coos can't handle the shot. Eichhorst takes off the shirt and the helmet. And how about that? Alex called it. Eichhorst.
Here we are back in the action. It is overtime. 2 10-minute periods ahead of you. Maybe a little bit of penalty kicks after, if so needed. Here come the driving Broncos dressed in the white, black shorts, for those of you who are just tuning in for this overtime action. On the other side of the field are, of course, the Turlock Bulldogs, whose defense has been nothing but frustrating for the Bella Vista Broncos. Here the ball crosses midfield. And after a trip up upon number 22, Billy Baker, the Broncos are going to take this free kick. Hello, and thank you for joining us on PlayOnSports.com's internet broadcast of this section final. A phenomenal game is currently going on. Greg Cotta alongside Jason Patterson. And here are the Broncos trying to keep this alive, and the ball goes forward to Jackson. Jackson has a partner in crime moving forward as he looks like he got hit in the throat by a soccer ball.
That
which
couldn't feel too good.
Probably top 5 worst places to get hit by a soccer ball. I'm not going to take the time to describe the rest of them, but that's just a good guess.
I'm sure the males will understand the rest.
Now, here is the pass coming in. Number 23, Galen Heron, deep throw, gets into the box, but does not get anywhere near target, and it's going to move now in the opposite direction for the Bulldogs. Here comes Baker. Stepped off. Now it goes to Madrigal. The ball goes up to Elite. And the Bulldogs are continuing to have this counter-strike attack where if they do score, I know it will be in a very quick amount of time. 8 minutes, 20 seconds on the game clock.
We want to thank the 50 viewers we have currently viewing this championship match here for the Division II championships in the Sac-Joaquin section of the sport of soccer. So thank you for hanging in. Ooh, with a nice shot on goal by Trevor Jackson. Unfortunately, it sailed a little bit left. But we want to thank you again for tuning in. This is an extended time. We are in the first period of overtime with a nail-biting game so far. It's been back-to-back action from both sides of the ball. Bella Vista getting their goal here in the second half, and Turlock getting their goal early in the first half. So it's been a tale of halves, and we'll see who takes over the overtime.
As the halves are now over, and we're getting into the third half. 7:25 on the clock. And the ball comes in from the far side of the field. Stefan Starkovich able to get in on the action. He has had a lot of opportunities for goals here, but it seems to not be quite panning out. Middle of the field is Lopez. Kicked out of play, and the Broncos are claiming it. Quick throw into Jackson. Jackson, driving, tries to get it to himself. Gets taken out by the goalkeeper, Aldo Rodriguez. That's a collision that happens when one person's trying to kick a ball and the other one's trying to grab it, which is a scary situation for both players, but both of them are getting up okay, and it's going to be a goal kick.
I was praying for a penalty kick there.
It seemed like both players had the same intention, and that was getting possession of the ball. And that's just one of the nastier plays, kind of like a collision at the plate in baseball. Here is the big-footed Madrigal, who's able to kick his ball all the way down to his strikers. And there is number 8, Aguilera, who's going to cross it over. Opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Ball is still in play. Castro gets it in, but it works its way out of play. And the bright yellow ball is going to be kicked now to our right by the Bella Vista Broncos. Here is a kick working its way in favor of the Bulldogs after bouncing around a bit. Dylan Castro, through ball, goes nearly into the goal for Jonathan Lopez. That ball had been to it, and it looked like it could have worked its way down, but a scary moment, I'm sure, for Drake Callender, the goalie for the Broncos. Again, thank you. Sorry, Jason?
That's all. I was going to say under a halfway through this first period of overtime.
Yeah, so we've got 4 minutes, 50 seconds, a quick break, and then we'll be back with 10 more minutes for the second period of overtime. And if the game is still called, we will have the infamous penalty kicks, which you either truly love or truly hate at the end of a game. Callender's kick is up near the football 40. And Jackson is going to gain control of it. Jackson to Waldron. And it works its way out of play. Tyler Miguel now in on the throw. Miguel. Into Starkovich. Back to Miguel. And that goes off of the foot of number 7 for Turlock, Martin Castorin. And he is not able to keep it in play. Here's Jackson. Volleys it out of play, as he's had to do several times today, because the Bulldogs are being guard dogs of this goal. They are keeping a very tight lock on their half of the field, and it's been very difficult for the Broncos to break through, despite having what appears to be the more talented offense. And if you look at their record and their goals scored, I think the statistics speak for themselves.
I'm surprised we didn't come up with the nickname Guard Dogs earlier in this game. It took us all the way into overtime. I like that. Their defense has been like guard dogs.
I think I was almost there for a good hour, but based on being a part of 4 different soccer games today, I think it just kind of adds up.
Well, I'm glad it was finally said, because Guard Dogs is great. I enjoy that, because they really are guarding that goal like it's their home.
Now here comes a kick up to Stefan Sarkovic. Not to be confused with Marko Sarkovic, who I can only assume is a brother or a cousin.
It's a fair assumption.
Justin Childs with the ball, brings it back into midfield to Jackson. Deflected back toward the Bulldogs' goal. Or I should call it the Broncos' goal, which the Bulldogs are trying to take from them. So, ball's placed at the 40. Again, overtime. 2:20 in the first period. Game still 1-1 as it was at the beginning of overtime. We are now almost 8 minutes in. And this is an important set piece. Scooped up again by Aldo Rodriguez.
Yeah, that one happened to go directly towards the goalie. He didn't get the right angle on the ball that he might have wanted, and it was a missed opportunity again from Bella Vista.
Here is a sliding tackle, again coming from Madrigal.
Madrigal is just so good on defense. Pretty much anytime the ball goes into his area, he's making sure that he's keeping it out and getting it back to one of his offensive players.
It really seems like he's got it completely on lockdown. The clock now says 10 minutes again, but I think that is just a preemptive setup for when this period does end. Kick comes through to Heron. Heron is able to get a beautiful ball all the way downfield. No luck there. It was headed by number 6, Stefan Sarkovic, as well as number 8, Ryan McGee. So here comes Madrigal, who has been keeping himself very busy with all of these goal kicks. And considering that the Broncos won their last game 10-0 and have only given up 9 goals all season, they gave up now their 10th goal. I think it's safe to say that the Turlock Bulldogs are playing way better than anybody could have anticipated.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They came in here
as a missed opportunity.
I'd say they definitely came in as the underdogs, and they got that early goal, and it seemed to silence the Broncos. The Broncos weren't expecting them as much as we weren't expecting them to come out as dominant as they did. But nonetheless, the Broncos went into halftime down a goal and figured out what they did wrong, came back and got another goal, or got their first goal in the second half. And that's where we are deadlocked at right now, is 1-1. And deadlocked is exactly the word to describe this game, because it has not gone anywhere since the Broncos have tied it up.
Players are huffing and puffing, and we are at the end of the first period of overtime. Still knotted up at 1-1. We've got exciting soccer here on PlayOnSports.com. We'll be back right after this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just
Holy cow!
can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball. 12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dons win. Sack at the 20-yard line. What a game.
And number 40, Lucas Zinder with the game-saving sack. And there is heartbreak on one sideline and a jubilation on another.
Offset I for the Grizzlies as Keeney takes it under center. They'll send a man in motion, pitch back to Bird on the sweep. Bird finds his
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The second period of overtime. We are hanging in there, but not nearly as well as these two teams going back and forth. They have been at each other's necks evenly for this entire game. I'm Greg Cotta alongside Jason Patterson, gladly broadcasting on behalf of PlayOn Sports. Here's a nice through ball that's going to be picked up by Callender, the goalie.
Yeah, it's definitely fitting that our last game of the day, being the highest divisional game, has definitely been the best so far. It's been just back and forth action, like I said, between both teams. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but there's not much else to say besides just solid defense on both sides, small mistakes on offense from both sides, a couple missed opportunities, and that has led to us being here in the second period of overtime at a 1-1 deadlock.
Here's Tyler Miguel making a throw in, and the header does not connect. Strong frustration coming from Trevor Jackson as he punches the turf. Luckily, he doesn't need his hands too much in soccer, but
yeah, unfortunately for Trevor Jackson, punching the turf is not going to put the ball in the net, so he's going to have to save that energy and get back up and try to keep it moving.
I could only imagine the frustration at this point to almost score several times as both of these teams have.
Yeah, too bad we're not playing horseshoes or hand grenades because almost would count.
The kick goes back to the defense for the Bulldogs. A deep ball is blocked, but then bounces into the chest of Jose Aguilera. Oh. And a penalty is called on an elbow. Is the motion coming from the referee?
That's going to be a pretty solid penalty, or not even a penalty kick, but a free kick.
This is a big free kick. Lining up here is number 4, Efrain Ochoa, as well as Jose Aguilera. The wall is 6 players, now down to 5, getting word from the goalie on how this should be set. Wall's down to 4. And Ochoa is lined up again with Aguilera. Ochoa's fingers are up, but the kick can come from either direction. And it was an attempted shot on goal for Aguilera, and it did not connect.
Yeah, that's another missed opportunity from Turlock. Sorry, it's definitely getting cold. The brain function's starting to go down.
The kick is up. It's low. And the Bulldogs are now fighting on offense. Lopez driving down the sideline, and he maintains possession. Castorin on the throw. Here is the throw going all the way back into the box, and now Jackson is going to get the ball to himself, showing off his speed. He has a target to his right, Tyler Miguel, but he's not able to make something out of it. And here we are again, 6:44, ticking down in the second period of overtime.
Yeah,
With the way these two teams are evenly matched, it's really starting to smell like penalty kicks.
Yeah, he just happened to let that ball get away from him. He had a good opportunity there. I almost expected him to cross, but he looked up and seen he had not too many people following with him, so he made the decision to try to take it himself, and he just happened to lead himself a little bit too far and let him right out of bounds.
Here is a driving Castorin. He gets the cross in.
Ooh.
And it does not connect. But there's a corner here, and there's an injured player down on the field for the Broncos. Excuse me, as I had to hesitate and even check the board because it's getting a little delirious up here. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with us, as we are very glad to be bringing you this section championship for the Division II potential champions, either the Turlock High Bulldogs or the Bella Vista Broncos.
Yeah, because unfortunately for the championships, well, not unfortunately, but the championships cannot end in a tie.
Right.
So this game will continue until we have a clear winner. I believe it'll just continue with penalty kicks if it happens to go.
Here's the corner, and it is snagged out of the air by Callender. Callender's heart is definitely thumping now as he takes a deep breath, ready to send it back downfield.
And we are halfway through the second period of overtime, so about 5 minutes left to go here in this game until it's lead to PKs.
Sarkovic. Gets through the defense, or at least part of it, until Ochoa is there to meet him. Throw in now for the Broncos. And they have somebody who can throw rather well, but they decide to keep it shallow, goes just to Justin Childs. Broken up now, and here comes the keeper, Callender, who's able to throw all the way in to number 25. My apologies, Tyler Miguel. This ball's going back and forth. Here's Miguel now. Miguel gets it into Sarkovic. Sarkovic, left foot, no good. Bounces off the defender, and they're able to clear it. 8 defenders waiting for the 4 people striking for the Broncos. And at this point, you see a lot of kids getting down, putting their hands on their knees. They must be exhausted as we tick down to 3 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, at the end of this period, they have played for 100 minutes of constant play time. So
Tyler Miguel over to Baker, not able to get it to play.
Definitely a tiring event here to be running up and down this big field for 100 straight minutes. We do have a player down for the Broncos. Looks like it's number 11 for the Broncos.
Preston Davis. So this is the time at the end of the season, all your injuries that you ignored and kept playing through are going to have a much bigger impact here in these final minutes, as well as the smaller injuries that you've been ignoring throughout the game. But they continue to ignore them. I see players continuing to get knocked down and continuing to get back up. Here's a big cross, and it is not considered fair, and it's actually going to be shot again.
Yeah, one thing you also have to deal with at this time of the year is it is a little bit colder than what they are used to throughout the entire year, playing 19 or about 22 games, I think it is, for their season. So, coming here late November, it gets a little bit chilly.
The whistle goes to Sarkovic. The cross comes in, and it gets broken up. Number 8, Ryan McGee, able to stay on top of it until it's cleared past midfield. And now here comes Martin Castorin. Castorin has an open man. And that open man is offsides as we tick down to 2 minutes, heading toward extra minutes of the second period of overtime.
Yeah, number 7 there from Turlock almost happened to get another good pass. Castorin, he almost had the game-winning pass right there. We seen that earlier from the first goal from the Bulldogs was a solid pass from him, and that he almost did it again with almost his second assist. Ooh.
So here we are. Throw in from the far side of the field coming into Aguilera. Aguilera all the way to Treyas. And there's a struggle for the ball. It's booted toward the opposite direction. However, possession's going to be maintained now by Lopez for the Bulldogs. The ball comes through. Jackson fighting for it. Zool coming up with it. Here is a free kick given to the Bella Vista High Broncos. And we've seen this team's ability to move the ball downfield from set positions. The kick is up. They jockey for position down low. Jackson loses it. Childs gets it, and there's a big ball coming in. Billy Baker again trying to launch it from his left foot. And no luck there. It's getting down to it, folks. It looks like we're coming down to penalty kicks, but it's not over yet. Desmond Madrigal kicks the ball deep, and it gets kicked right back at him. Here comes Jackson. Jackson kicks it. Just misses wide right. He almost won the game in the very final seconds here. As that was as a good of a look as any this entire game.
Yeah, that had everybody in the entire stadium going, oh, because that was real close on that one.
As the air left the lungs of everybody in this house. Player down as he's helped up by Dylan Castro. I believe that was Jacob Garcia. And here comes a crucial corner for Bella Vista. The cross is up. It's headed. It's headed again. And no, it goes out of play. It's going to be another corner. Number 23, Heron, is going to kick the cross. It comes in. It's low. It's blocked by the defense again. Unbelievable. Justin Childs with the ball, trying to work it forward. And a penalty is called, I believe, but I heard multiple whistles. So no, that is not a penalty. Complaints to the referees, and the Bella Vista Broncos are not okay with the whistle being blown there, as they felt they had an opportunity to score, but
my buddy Billy Baker is quite upset about that right now.
Yeah, he does not look happy.
No, definitely.
So we are going to a shootout. I'm going to go take a breath. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Bella Vista High up against the Turlock High Bulldogs. 1-1, dead even for all 20 minutes of overtime, and it's going to come down to one of the most dramatic things in sports. Keep it right here, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot this.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just hand.
Oh, folks, 20, 15, 10. Drags a tackler. Touchdown! Bird goes 38 yards for the touchdown on the sweep. One more snap is all it's going to take. And there.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball.
12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dons wins. Sack at the 20-yard line. What a game.
And number 40, Lucas Zinder with the game-saving sack. And there is heartbreak on one sideline and a jubilation on another.
Offset eye for the Grizzlies as Keeney takes it under center. They'll send a man in motion.
Looking like Stefan Sarkovic will be taking the first kick for the Broncos. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the penalty kick conclusion to one of the most well-played games that we have experienced in a long time. I am Greg Cotta alongside Jason Patterson, and this is honestly looking amazing. I mean, it's going to come down to a dramatic finish. Several people have been here for hours for this game. We've been here for several games, and it is most definitely a grand finale.
Yeah, I definitely agree. No better way to end this game than it come all the way down to penalty kicks. The game definitely is fitting to come down to this because both defenses played great the entire game, only allowing one goal from each team. So, like I said, been a complete defensive game, so no better way to end it than to eliminate the defense and make it a one-on-one with the shooter and the goalie.
Sarkovic is placing the ball, and he's going to go head-to-head with Rodriguez. Everybody lined up on the railing trying to get as good of a view as possible. Discussion between the referee and both goalies, making sure everybody has it understood. Drake Callender being the opposing, or being the other goalie who will not be in box at this time. Everybody is lined up trying to stay warm at midfield. And here is Sarkovic. Stefan Sarkovic eyeing Rodriguez. The kick is in the corner, and they are currently 1-for-1. Beautiful placement on that ball as Rodriguez guessed incorrectly. Went left, ball, or went right. Wait, nope, went left, ball went also left as they're facing in opposite directions, but to the goalkeeper's right. All right, here comes the kicker now for Turlock. Jose Aguilera takes the first kick, and it gets in. It gets just past the hand of Drake Callender. He made the right decision, but he wasn't able to stop it. 1-1 is the score. Both kicks made. Here comes number 20.
Trevor Jackson.
Trevor Jackson.
He is the leading scorer for the Broncos.
24 goals on the season.
He got one earlier, too, didn't he? Did he get the one? Who got the
No,
one? Oh, that's right. It went over his head into another player. That's right.
Yes. So
he made a nice attempt to put the head in.
Here he is. Ball lined up. Kicker ready. And it's in the left corner again. Same action, same result. And now the Bella Vista Bulldogs are up 2-1. And here come, the Bella Vista Broncos are up 2-1. Here come the Turlock Bulldogs. And it's coming down to it. Number 10 for Turlock, Jonathan Lopez, will be taking this kick. Whistle's blown. And it goes right. 2-2. Can you believe it? This team continues to be equally matched.
This game is definitely a nail-biter, even in penalty kicks.
Here comes number 9 now for Bella Vista, and that's going to be Justin Childs. It's going back and forth in this shootout. Childs. It's in the left corner again.
Yeah.
I think
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think that the Broncos seem very confident in their ability to shoot in that direction. Aldo Rodriguez seeming to have trouble diving to his right in time. Here's now number 4 for Turlock, and that's Efrain Ochoa going up against Callender. Ochoa stopped! He's stopped! Unbelievable! And the celebration is going forward because now, currently, the Broncos are 3 for 3 while the Bulldogs are 2 for 3. This is going to be a crucial kick here.
Yeah, if he puts this one in, that does it. It will give the Bella Vista Broncos the championship. So this kick is definitely important here as
Mark Calaguire
steps up to take the kick.
Going up against Rodriguez. The kick stopped! It's stopped! I can't believe it. This game will continue.
So after I just said if it ain't broke, don't fix it, he tried to go the other way, and the goalie blocked it. So
and think of the confidence of Rodriguez to get beat to his right 3 times and still have the confidence to go left.
Yeah, definitely. He has a lot of confidence. I'm surprised they decided to go right there.
Here's number 16, Christian Olide. Olide kicks. Left corner. He's given the Broncos a taste of their own medicine, and we are currently tied 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4. This shootout is continuing to go back and forth. I am perplexed by anybody who is not standing up, unless, of course, they're a producer operating a computer. Here is number 16 now for Bella Vista, Matthew Waldron. Waldron versus Rodriguez. Waldron. Goes up high, keeps it low enough. A beautiful kick. And ambitious at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I definitely like the selection there. Everybody else so far has gone low. He's the only one who decided to go high, and it definitely went in. Good selection there. Puts one in. This is a big one right here. If they can get this block, Bella Vista will win, as they've each had 5 players kick.
Alan Treyas finds the net.
So
it finds the net again.
Penalty kicks will continue. They will continue to send out players until there is a difference here. So they'll just keep going through the roster until we have a winner.
This is a real shootout. Again, I can't believe a team has to lose today. Honestly.
We can't give championships to them both and call it good right now?
Absolutely not, as I swat you upon the arm.
No, there definitely has to be a winner. Both teams have fought quite hard, so it's definitely going to be sad to say that one team has to go home a loser, but definitely hats off to both teams.
Tyler Miguel. patiently steps, drives, finds the net. This is amazing.
He stuck it in the net.
Yeah, that actually stuck behind the back post. And I can't believe this. Now here comes Desmond Madrigal, and without his defensive efforts, his team would not have made it to this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I kind of expected him to see a kick or two earlier, but nonetheless, he is going to get a chance at a penalty kick. He has showed us throughout this entire game that he has a solid leg to him, so let's see if he's good at penalty kicks as well.
Madrigal, kick, blocked! Blocked! Game over! Game over! The Broncos win. Bella Vista are the champions, and the Turlock Bulldogs are going home as second place. Phenomenal. Fans are storming the field, and this game is finally in the books, Jason.
What a game. Both teams fought extremely hard. It goes down to extended amount of penalty kicks, and it's definitely fitting that the way they win is to block a goal. It's been a defensive game throughout. You see all these players getting excited. A bunch of girlfriends diving into the players' arms. Everybody's excited here for Bella Vista. Congratulations to the Bella Vista High School taking home the Division II section championships.
That was all that is drama, and we do want to congratulate the Turlock Bulldogs as they have had a phenomenal game and a great season. However, it does end here.
So Bella Vista still has yet to lose, and will take this season as undefeated completely with the section championship. So, again, hats off to Bella Vista, but definitely don't take away anything from Turlock. Turlock came out here ready to play. They were the underdogs, and as you see by the scoreboard after the penalty kicks, the Broncos winning 6-5. But they were right there with the Broncos the entire time. Never let up, continuously playing hard. Definitely showed a whole lot of heart. I thought this was definitely going to be a blowout. When you have a team that is coming in and have 17 kids that have at least one goal on the season, you expect the team to be just a whole blowout. And little did we know, it went all the way down to penalty kicks at a 1-1 tie. So hats off again to the Turlock Bulldogs.
It really was a dramatic conclusion to an amazing season. Now, at this point, this is when we have to try to choose a player of the game, and I guess if I did have to come down to one, I'm going to send it to Drake Callender, the goalie, as he did come up with the save in the end, as well as several phenomenal saves throughout. But I don't know if today I could just credit to one person.
Yeah, I definitely think the player of the game is the entire Bella Vista Broncos. They played a great game. There's not one individual that's shined more than the other. I definitely think Callender obviously is a reason that they won, as he only allowed one goal the entire game. But, yeah, definitely hats off to the entire Bella Vista team. Player of the game is the Bella Vista Broncos. Way to go, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in, but that's going to do it for our night. For the whole team here, we had a lot of people coming through. I mean, I do want to first today thank Thomas Conroy, who was here earlier in the day, as well as Nathan Schemmel doing production all day, and Victor Adams for hanging out on top of the roof in this freezing weather. We're going to let the rest of the night go to the Bella Vista Broncos because they have reason to celebrate. For Jason Patterson and myself, Greg Cotta, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.